It floors people to hear that I'm God-fearing, church-going drag queen. It just throws them out of the tree. It's not really a career as me making a living, but it's a fundraising career to assist and aid others. As I was taught very young, God knows you can't do everything for everyone, but you better not let him catch you do nothing for no one. As a career option, I heard about drag, but I thought, I don't want to do it as a career. I'm in nursing, I've worked in restaurants. What I wanted to do is use it for fundraising. So a fundraising career, I guess is what it's turned out to be. I've done it for St. Leonard's Society and lupus, breast cancer, and a whole host of others, John Gordon Home. And I just thought, wouldn't it be fun to be entertaining and silly? I'm already cheeky and bitchy. I say horrible, nasty things to my friends, so why not put it all in a dress and put it on stage? This is all part of attention getting, to create a difference, to make a difference, to give back.
The first time I ever met a drag queen was when I first turned 19. My friends took me out to a bar and I was introduced to Miss Affra-Tighty Katuazaya. And I realized pretty quickly that there was a market to some extent for performers and drag queens, but I never really decided to pursue it until last year.
Originally, I thought doing drag was really weird and I didn't get it, and I thought it was like this weird like fetish thing, and I thought I wasn't into it. And then I started getting into makeup myself and started kind of seeing makeup on Instagram and social media and stuff, and I kind of saw that people were doing it as a career, not just kind of a hobby. And so then that's when I kind of started practicing and playing around with it, and then it kind of just built up from there. Originally, I was going to do like Nicki Knowles, like Nicki Minaj and Beyonce Knowles, but I thought it was really cliche to do like two celebrity names. So I stuck with Nicki, and then I was kind of thinking, what is like the sluttiest, trashiest name I could find, and Nastasia kind of fit it, so I kind of just made it up on the spot.
I'm known for being rather prudish, morally. That's what they've told me. I don't have a unkind reputation, and I'm not loose, so I came up with a name, and my hair used to be really big, and so Affra-Tighty, so Affra-Tighty.
The reason I picked Lita was I called my dog Lolita, and originally it was going to be Lita Von Sleaze, and I shortened it to Lita. I'm a singer and a dancer. I have been for a very, 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 very long time. So it was just kind of natural for me, I think, to be able to put art and my performance art into one kind of thing that became Lita Von Sleaze and just bring it to stage.
A lot of people, like, I thought that it was some sort of like a sexual fetish, that it was some sort of like weird, it was more of like a gender identity thing and less of more of a theatrical or an acting thing. A lot of people don't realize that most drag queens, we do it as like an art form. It's not really who we are. We're kind of playing a character. We're kind of taking femininity and kind of pulling it to the extremes and kind of overdoing it and kind of almost doing like a kind of an homage to femininity and kind of women, and yeah. Drag isn't easy, to be honest. A lot of people don't realize how much effort has to go into beforehand, kind of before you go out and do a show. A lot of people think, oh, it's fun, you just put on a pair of heels and some lipstick, but it's like, there's like 3 or 4 hours before you even leave the house that you're kind of putting makeup on, cinching your waist, putting corsets on, like putting fake boobs on, and tucking, and all of that. I think a lot of people don't take into account that all has to happen beforehand. It's not kind of just like oh, I'm not doing anything tonight, let's just go out and have fun. Like, it's a bit of a process before you go out, so.
To put my makeup on itself usually takes about 2 hours, but there's about 2 to 3 hours of prep work that I do beforehand. I like to take a good 4 or 5 hours in case something goes wrong, because it's inevitable that something will go wrong. But I have been rushed and I've been able to do it in 45 minutes. A lot of the misconception with drag queens is that we all want to transition into women. That's simply not the case. There are drag queens that are straight men. There are drag queens that are straight women that we call bio queens. So, I mean, there's a whole host of different people that do drag as a career or as an art form. And it's not necessarily to be a different gender or anything like that. And I think a lot of people think that that's what it is, that we want to be girls. And at the end of the day, that's not what it's about for me.
Some of the stereotypes that people have about drag queens, and cross-dressers are a different matter. Cross-dressers are just changing over from one form to another. They want to dress as the other. And that's interesting. And most of them don't want to have the show of a drag queen. A drag queen is a show, a walking, living, breathing show. Others are doing it because they want to bring attention to light to something, and they want to make a difference. Others are just doing it just because they want to go on stage and perform, and then they want to party and go home. Whatever your reason is, hopefully it's a better one. It's the stereotypes seem to hit us all. You know, they think I'm swinging from chandeliers with feather boas, having sex, throwing E-tablets if it was glitter, screaming fabulous. I have to let you know my life is nowhere near as decadent. It's not like that at all. I have lots of beautiful jewelry. I have great clothes. I have shoes galore. I have all sorts of accoutrements, pins, and what have you. But the stereotype can be very painful, and sometimes it's even from within the gay community, because we are 10% of the 10%. Most gays will wear chapstick, like most straights will wear chapstick. Nobody thinks anything about chapstick. But to get up and put on a gown or a dress and wear hair and makeup and get all dolled up and go out and go, I have it going on. There are people that look at you and call you a freak. In the gay community, we've had people look at us and say, you're the reasons why we're having so much trouble. What advice I would give them, if you're really serious and you want to do something that's beneficial, if it's just play, I am not going to give you, just do whatever you want. I'm not going to give you advice because I'm wasting my valuable time. If you're serious and you want to do something that means something, be faithful to yourself. Be true to yourself. Be honest about you.
Practice a lot, kind of, figure your stuff out, figure what you want to look like, what you want your name to be, kind of what you want the persona to be, whether it's going to be, you're going to be funny, or you're going to be sexy, or you're going to be kind of classy, you're going to be pageantry, or what kind of drag direction are you going in. So I think, if you can just figure that out and figure who you are as a drag performer beforehand, then it'll be okay.
The audience always wants you to succeed. They don't want you to go on stage and fail. They don't want you to fall off the stage. They don't want you to have a wardrobe malfunction. They want you to succeed. And as long as you keep that in mind when you go out, then you're going to have a good show.
Can you look in the mirror and say, I'm doing the right thing? That's the advice I would really give. Can you look at yourself? Can you see yourself as being faithful? And some of the older ladies in your family, look at them, that are the ones that you like, that are respectful. Take a page from their book and add it to your own. I have a great grandmother, and she said, it's best to have very little in your life and use all than to have much and use none of it.